It is Fancy February, and we're going to kick it off with just an amazing dish that y'all are going to want to make for next weekend, Valentine's Day. Creme brulee with raspberries and orange zest. You're going to love this. Now, I'm doing this one first because, well, it takes a little time. You got to cook it overnight. The next dish we're going to have that's going to come out on Valentine's Day. Very fancy, very romantic. And you could get everything together in 15 minutes of shopping, and you're definitely going to want your boyfriends to go make it for you next week. And this too, for sure. So let's get cooking. I've already started by heating up 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. All right, so it's starting to warm up, so we're going to go ahead and add our ingredients. We're going to start off with 2 ounces of white chocolate. We're going to use this for our seasoning. Now, if you're wondering where to get white chocolate like this, I found this at my local grocery store, and it's a 4 ounce, and I need 2 ounces for it, so just break it in half, and then you got a snack for later on. We're also going to go ahead and add just 1 tablespoon, one actual measured tablespoon of vanilla. And we're going to add a couple pinches of salt here. It's not going to take much. It's not going to do a whole lot, so we don't need to add a lot. And now we just mix it, and we get our chocolate melted down. You see it's still chunky there. Now in another bowl, I've got 4 egg yolks, not with the whites, just the yolks. We're gonna need that. This recipe is designed to create 4 servings in 4-ounce containers. Well, my ramekins apparently are 9. So we're going to see if we're going to get 4 servings out of this, or if we're going to get just 2. I'm betting on the 2, but we'll find out. It's already starting to heat up real good. I think we're completely melted. Let's see. Now's the time you want to taste it for sweetness. Later on, you're going to be putting sugar on top of it. For me, that's perfect. That's a perfect amount of sweetness. So we're not going to add any more. Now, if you take a taste and it's not sweet enough for you, just add in some granulated sugar. Just take your time. Don't get crazy about it. You don't want this to be too sweet. You know, worst thing in the world is to go to a restaurant, get a dessert, and it's too sweet to even finish. There's a restaurant in Vicksburg, Mississippi called Rusty's. Yeah, giving y'all a shout out. And they have this amazing Mississippi mud pie. Now, it is massive. It is a massive piece of pie. And it is on the edge of being too sweet, but they got it just right. Now I'm not tasting it for flavor. I'm tasting it just to make sure it's nice and hot. It's not quite as hot as I want. I'm going to kick up the heat a little bit. Had it on medium low, but I'm kicking it up to medium. Now you want to keep stirring this because you don't want to burn this cream and have it sticking to the bottom. You burn the cream and you're starting all over. As you can see, it's starting to bubble up just a little bit, and that is perfect. Now it's time to temper our eggs. All right, so what is tempering your eggs? It's where you slowly introduce heat. We're gonna just one quick ladleful right there. Now, why do you do that? Because you want to sneak up on the eggs. You've probably heard the old joke about how do you boil a frog? You put them in cold water and then slowly raise the heat. Well, we don't want these eggs to know they're getting cooked. We want to very slowly bring them up. If we bring the heat up too fast, then you're going to have scrambled eggs. And this isn't scrambled eggs. This is a dessert. Now, everything should be nice and normalized, so we're going to pour the rest in. To be honest, I was a little worried this bowl might be just a smidge on the big side. But I think it's going to be alright. Might be a little on the small side. So now, we're going to get a little fancy. We're going to put some orange zest in there. Now, the correct way to use this tool on top of whatever it is you're working with. Here's the reason. You want to see where you're working. I just picked this planer up yesterday. First time I'm using it, so it feels kind of funny. You don't want to get into that stuff. So you want to put the tool on top of your fruit. You don't want to get into the pith. Now, I've seen a lot of fancy chefs online just go to town with this. I'm not a fancy chef, as you can see. Of course, you want to make sure that you've washed this orange beforehand. Make sure we get that all in there. There we go. Now, we're going to add this to our ramekins. 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to add this to our ramekins. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to require more than just the 2. We're going to go with 4. And we're going to start off by putting a few raspberries down here in the bottom. Now, if you wanted to, you could have also put your orange zest in here. That's if you're worried about making sure everybody got some. All right, now let's see. There's 1. There's 2. And some of the orange zest. We want to make sure we spread that out. We don't want it going all into just one. That's why this is why you may want to do each one individually. So obviously, only 3 of my 9-ounce ramekins works for that. These, we'll just enjoy these later. Alright, to cook these, we're going to do it in a nice warm water bath. So I've got them in this Pyrex dish, and I'm adding warm water. Just tap water, nothing fancy, nothing special. and get it about halfway up the sides. And there we go. That's about halfway. Now, the point of this is to make sure that it's a nice, moist environment that it's cooking in. And it will help ensure that this cooks a little more evenly. If you just stick it straight in the oven, it may not cook right. So don't forget this step. Now we stick her in the oven. All right, you want to be careful here. You don't want to spill this and make a mess. We're going to go in 325 for 1 hour. And this is what they look like after an hour. Just beautiful. The smell, oh my God, it's so amazing. And take a look. Jiggly. That's what you want to see. Before it's all liquid, now it's nice and jiggly. But now we need to get these out very carefully. We don't want to drip water onto any of the others. Take your time. Don't get in a hurry, because we are not going to eat these tonight. All right, so we're gonna let these sit on the counter for about an hour, cool off, and then they go in the refrigerator. Ideally, you want to give it about 24 hours, and I will see you tomorrow. Man, look at that. Look at the raspberries. I want that so bad. I want it so bad. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, so our creme brulee's been sitting in the refrigerator for 24 hours. 12 will do. 24 is better. Now we're going to finish it off with fire. Now we're going to add some sugar. Just a real thin layer. It's not going to take a whole lot. Just want to get it spread all around. Oh, this could be so good. Can't wait. I can't wait. There we go. Now we get to play with fire. Now, be careful here. As you saw with this particular torch, it was actually blowing some of the sugar around. But you don't want to get too close. You don't want to burn the sugar before it melts. And it's kind of uneven here. Oh boy. Well, folks, I burn it. I have burnt this. We're gonna have to try that again. All right, so this is take 2. Let's see if we can do better. I think my problem before may have been that might be the equipment. This could be a problem, folks. That. We got a problem, folks. We got a problem. Well, folks, this is take 3, and it's my last one. So either we're gonna get this right this time or not. I've tried making the sugar just a little bit thinner. I'm gonna try to hold the heat away a little more. It's starting to look better. Bring the heat up higher, not hotter, higher, further away. Okay, I'm gonna give it a moment to rest because I don't want to burn this again. This is my last one. Y'all are gonna see it all. We want it, that color, we want that, but we don't want it burning. It's gonna take a little time to get it just right. Whoop, don't burn, don't burn. You're my last hope. Can't let you burn. There's still a few spots where it's still granulated around the sides and down in here. Oh, this is so close, people. So close. There we go. We're getting it. Whoop, that was close. Very close. We're almost there. We got it. That is it. We got it. We didn't burn it. It took 3 tries, people. 3. But we got it. We're going to let this cool for just a couple minutes because that is like lava. I've already burned my finger once on this. So let's give it just a minute and we're going to try it out. Now, before we eat, we got to make it look pretty. So let's put a couple of our raspberries on there as garnish. I had a few left over and I got some that look real nice. Stick those on there. And now I'm going to put on a little bit of powdered sugar. Just a little. Don't need a lot. This is already a sugary dish as it is. And if I had some mint or something, I'd stick it in there, but I don't. So now we're going to give this a try. As you can see, I've got all 3 of them here, and they make an amazing sound. Let's see if we can get this on the mic. You hear that? It's like tapping on glass. Now, I'm not sure if these 2 are ruined or if they're just ugly. We're gonna find out. So let's get these raspberries off of here. They look pretty, but I just want to set them over there. And we're going to go ahead and give the one that I believe is perfectly correct a try. Oh. Oh my God. I can't believe I've never had this in my life. That is amazing. Now, let's try one of these here. Find out if it's ugly or if it's ruined. Yeah, I'm afraid that's ruined. Now, what's underneath is still amazing, but little effort, you pull it off, just like so. And trust me, I didn't rehearse that. I'm amazed that came apart like that. We're gonna set that off to the side. With that burnt sugar, it's a winner. It'd be better with crystallized sugar on top, but hey, I hope you're gonna try it. And this is definitely one that you want to practice on, because this is the first time I've ever made this before in my life. You saw my first 3 attempts at doing the glaze of the sugar on top. It's the first time I've ever tried doing that. I'm getting out of my comfort zone. I'm fixing to start taking things up to another level. I really want to up my game as a cook. And y'all are coming along for the journey. And I'm going to show you my mistakes as I make them. Like these 2. But I hope you enjoy the show. I hope you're going to try it, because when you get it right, this is amazing. I might need a palate cleanser after that. That is not good. Burnt sugar? No. Bad. But give it a try, and I will see you next week. As you can see, there's a tomcat. Go away, tomcat. 3, 2, 1. McGee, go away! How did I never do this before? Hey, you're still here. I bet you forgot to like, comment, and subscribe. You should go do that right now. And be sure to share this with your friends, because they're going to enjoy at least the comedy of me screwing up. I'll catch you next time. I gotta finish this.